I'm gonna be fishing all day, every day until I catch a catfish, cook it, and then eat that catfish. But I've never done this before because I'm a super noob fisherman. This is my first catch and cook. Wish me luck.
I'll go over the challenge rules in a second, but for now, let's get to our first fishing spot where there's hopefully a delicious catfish.
I brought a new fishing rod specifically for this challenge to catch catfish. It says catfish right on it, and that's all I really needed to know. Also, actually did some research into how to catch a catfish. Man, I should have rigged this last night. Ugh. This is my slip bobber setup.
I'm slowly learning to be a fisherman.
You're meant to use a bead, but I just had Lego. And for the bait we're using today, I went down to the Toxic Creek last night and set a bait trap. Because apparently with catfish you need either fresh live bait or fresh cut bait. That's the creme de la creme. And well, when I went to check the trap this morning, oh my goodness, dude, what happened there? Turtles. Yeah, so we don't have any fresh cut bait. So we're just using backup hot dogs. I wonder how much hot dog you're supposed to put on here. It's probably good. Now this is the very first time I've cast this thing. So my line went that way, my hot dog went that way. We're off to a good start. Gently but far. Ah, dude, at this rate we're gonna run out of hot dogs. All right, we're gonna call that success. I got these bells to clip onto my line here, just in case I fall asleep.
Now, while we wait for a catfish, let me explain the rules of this catch and cook challenge. Rule number 1. I can't stop until I catch and eat a catfish, even if it takes me a month. Rule number 2. Each day that I don't catch a catfish, I only get to eat a meal from the wheel of gross, sad meals, which features meals like seaweed rolls filled with wet dog food or raw broccoli chunks drizzled in that weird mustard water that comes out of the mustard bottle sometimes. Ultimately, I want to know how hard it is to fish for my own tasty, real food.
It's done. I'm pretty sure my bait's gone. Stinking turtles, man. Dude, I see you. I see you right there.
Yeah, the turtles took my bait.
That was a bare hook. This guy told me to move around to this side of the pond here, so I'm gonna cast out a bit of hot dog again. Pretty sure the turtles are gonna take it, but we've got a new plan. So the new plan is to use this stupidly expensive bass rod to catch a bluegill that I can use as fresh cut bait.
And hopefully the turtles will have a harder time ripping off the bluegill from my hook. I'm kind of pinning all my hopes on catching a bluegill to use as catfish bait.
I don't even know what's down there.
One of my biggest frustrations with being a new fisherman is I have zero confidence in what I'm doing. Are there actually fish in this pond? I just wish I could see all the fish in the water just to know that they're there.
I'm not gonna eat you, just gonna feed you to the catfish. Oh, dang it. Dude, those turtles. Get out of here, son, leave it. Oh, we got a fish. Yes. No! No! Dude, we had a fish. No! Okay, regroup. Oh, yes! Yes! Dude, we stinking got one.
He was tiny, but honestly, at this point in my fishing career, I appreciate any fish that I pull in, especially when I need that fish for bait.
Sorry, buddy. This is not your day. Just got a bit of bluegill head. Saw it on OutdoorBoys. They seem to catch a lot of fish, so shout out to them. Hopefully this works. I literally just cast my bells out there. Dang it. Fingers crossed. Apparently cut bait is where the magic happens. I'm just gonna catch more bluegill while we wait for a catfish to show up. That's kind of fun. Oh yes, instantly caught another one. We don't need them, but it's good to know that we can get more. Wait, don't you spike me. You want the same thing as me, man. Oh, dude, we stinking caught another one. Dude, this is fun. Whoa. This is too easy. This is too easy. Ow. Oi. Oi. Ow. Ow, you little. I have a knife back there.
Bluegill fishing is just simple fun, but then something unusual happened.
Oh. What do we got? What do we got? What do we got? Come on, buddy. What are you? Don't be a turtle. Dude. Oi. Oi. Oh, no. No. Slightly devastated by the fact that I pulled up what is supposed to be a giant catfish for this pond. It wasn't big, but it was definitely eating size. I saw his belly. I saw the wide of his belly, and then My heart is racing. Oh well, we still got the rest of that cut bait. Good thing they like the bluegill, and we got a good supply of bluegill.
So I put the last bit of cut bluegill on my hook and then cast it as far as I could right into the tree in front of me.
Are you kidding me? Tighten the drag, walk backwards.
I needed to re-rig the whole line.
Okay.
And since I didn't have any more bluegill bait, I put a hot dog chunk on the catfish rod while I switched back to catching bluegill for bait. But now that I needed bluegill for bait, they weren't biting for some reason.
Someone's biting on that hot dog, and I bet it ain't a catfish.
I could feel the deep dread of failing this challenge creeping over me. But then I caught another little fish.
Gotcha, son.
But this bluegill wasn't destined to be catfish bait.
Oh. Sorry, bluegill. We got a bluegill flopping here, and then...
It kind of looks like that tree is fishing.
Come on. What is it?
Not really sure why I grabbed the
goodness.
fishing line there.
What are you? Oh my goodness.
Dude, turns out catfish do like hot dogs.
Come here, you. There you.
I swear I'm not that out of shape. I just don't think I was breathing the whole time I was pulling this fish.
Look at this. Look at this. It's a catfish. It's a catfish. It's a catfish. What do I do?
It was at this moment that I realized all my research was about how to catch the catfish. I didn't know anything about how to grab the fish, but what I did know was that catfish have 3 spines, one on each of their front fins, and there are over 1,000 catfish species that have venom in these spines.
The hook's out. I'm going to attempt to pick him up. No, wait.
I don't know which ones have the venom, but I do know you gotta pick them up very carefully, which
Get out
I've
of
never
here.
done before.
This is my catfish that I caught. But bad news, because a guy just came around and he said this pond is catch and release only, so this guy has to go back in the water. See you, son.
I didn't know it, but what felt like a temporary moment of disappointment would come to haunt me.
Yeah, keep going. Why was that so exhilarating? That was my first ever catfish on this hook. It was a creature.
But even though I had to move to the next spot, I was still riding the high of pulling up my very first catfish, all by myself. So I figured I could keep fishing here for another 20 minutes since the fishing was so good, and that doesn't really happen to me. Also, right before I hooked that catfish, I had an idea to help me see what was living in the pond. So I threw my underwater camera, 6 feet off the bank, and dude, the pond was a whole other world. There were a ton of bluegill, there were some baby bass, even some bigger bass, and dude, the turtles. Freaking turtles. Even when I was fishing for bluegill, it was me versus the turtles. But I did manage to get a point on the turtles with this little blue boy. I really did need to stop wasting time here and get to the next spot. But as I was packing up, I found this little guy hanging out on my hook. I didn't even know he was there until I reeled him in.
What is that? Dude, the tiniest little catfish. Get on out of here, son. Dude, that was great.
The next spot was a big old spillway. And I chose it because my research, which was watching AYOFishing videos,
We're at a spillway.
This is the same spillway.
told me that fish love a spillway. But the current kept ripping my hot dog off the hook. And then I ran out of hot dogs. And then it was nighttime. Kind of unfortunate about today, but I basically caught 3 catfish today, so I'll probably catch one pretty quickly tomorrow. Anyway, I do have a gross meal to eat. Let me tell you what gross meals we got. Tuna and black jelly beans, marshmallows soaked in tomato juice, broccoli drizzled in that weird mustard water that comes out of the bottle first sometimes. Probably the worst is wet dog food seaweed rolls. Honestly, out of all of those, I'm kind of hoping for the marshmallow tomato juice combo. I made up this spinning wheel on my phone, and all I do is give it a spin. Broccoli and mustard water. Not too bad. We chop up the broccoli. Pretty good and chopped. Oh yeah. Is there any mustard in here? Mostly just that weird water. And that's it. This is what you wanted. Ugh, it's like eating mustard farts. I'm not hungry. I'd rather go without food than eat that. The next day, I drove out to a private lake that's supposed to have a good amount of catfish swimming around in it. And this time, I was allowed to take home the fish I caught. I'm guessing I'll have a catfish caught by midday, and I'll be on my way home to my girlfriend Kaylee, who's pretty excited to have some fresh caught fish and chips dished up for her. But that was not the case. 3 hours went by and I caught nothing on the tried and true hot dogs. I switched to cut bluegill again.
Bluegill head going in the water. Good luck, everyone.
And another 3 hours went by with no fish. But when I went and bought some chunky worms, like the lake owner suggested when I first arrived that morning,
Sorry, son.
well, then things didn't change at all. Over 10 hours that day, I caught nothing but 3 bluegill.
Day of the bluegills today. Dude. 0 fish from me or from like 16 other people that are trying to catch fish at this pond.
Today was a rough one, especially after catching 3 catfish yesterday. I really thought today was going to be easier. Anyway, I got this wheel in front of me. It's only got 3 options. Tuna and black jelly beans. We got some tuna. Basically smells like cat food. Plonk that out on the table for you. I couldn't actually find a full bag of black jelly beans, so we're going Australian black licorice. Same thing. Take our trusty chopping knife and give it one of these. Perfect square meal. Let's get a big old chunky boy. It's like fish flavored medicine. But weirdly, the licorice kind of neutralizes a bit of the fishiness. The fish neutralizes the licorice. So it's kind of just like slightly sweet chicken. Dude, I honestly think when you're hungry, anything tastes good. The plan for today is to hit a few fishing spots for maybe a couple hours each, and hopefully that gives us a better chance of not running into the giant skunk we faced yesterday at that one pond that I'm not gonna name. That was the plan, except I realized I forgot the bait, so I made a quick pit stop and got back to business. The first spot of the day was this giant side pool off the mighty Chattahoochee River. This pool had a channel running out to the main river that maybe catfish patrolled from time to time. But according to my untouched hot dog, they weren't patrolling today. The next spot had a dock with a deep riverbank. Another tip I got from the OutdoorBoys. Catfish apparently love a riverbank.
Current's kind of ripping here. I wasn't expecting that. So I just put a big old sinker on the end of the line instead of that bobber setup. See how it does.
But no catfish wanted hot dog for lunch. It was the same story at the next spot that only left me with my final fishing spot of the day.
Dude, where the heck are we? I just feel like we're trespassing through someone's neighborhood.
The final spot was this dock I found on Google Maps.
Okay, so turns out you can't fish at the dock that I planned to fish at. I only found that dock on Google Maps and just assumed it's a dock. You can go fishing there.
So I had to scramble to find this other fishing spot, but it was conveniently just down the river from the dock I wanted to fish at.
Howdy.
I cast my hot dog right where I thought the current met the slower water, right next to the bank. I got that tip from Kendall Gray.
Right where the water's moving and the water's not moving, I want my bait right there.
Me too, man, me too. I also want the catfish to be there as well. There was a friendly but mostly silent guy fishing next to me. Ever caught a catfish out here? You have? They do live here? That gives me a little bit of hope to sit here for another 2 hours.
Right back.
Take care. This part of the river was naturally beautiful.
Look at this. It's definitely been a bear or something scratching that.
I hope that bear doesn't like hot dogs. Also, check out this snake that I think was hunting a critter down in this hole. What do you need, mate? I'm a little busy here.
It's nice when you actually get to see nature in nature.
I just needed some of that nature to find its way onto my hook.
This is the final spot for the day. And I'm kind of putting all my hopes on this spot paying off, so I don't have to have another one of those disgusting, sad meals again. Dude, this challenge, man. We've only got marshmallows and tomato juice or wet dog food rolls. Let's go marshmallows. What is it? I can't see it. Is it bad? Is it the dog food? Oh, yes! Marshmallows and tomato juice. It's not the worst thing. Man, I hope we get a fish tomorrow so I don't have to eat that dog food. Day 4. Oh my goodness. Dude, I did not picture day 4 happening. At least we get to sit inside the car for an hour of this rainstorm, but
It's supposed to get worse as the day goes on.
Fishing!
The day for a pond was pretty nice, but the rain did get worse. Much worse.
It is properly raining now. I didn't check the forecast this morning. Probably should have done that.
It rained for 12 hours and 0 fish wanted the hot dogs or worms I was selling on the end of my hook.
So it's come to this. The hardest part about these challenges, other than not catching any fish, is having to eat this junk when I get home. And, well, there's no other options. We're eating dog food tonight. Oh, yeah. Is this safe? Ooh, these are Korean barbecue seaweed snacks. I really thought I could have avoided this. There's a good amount of seaweed and dog food. I didn't eat it yet. Be brave. Where's the mouthwash? Well, I'm full.
I decided to return to that same pond the next day since I had actually seen someone reel in a catfish the day before.
The sun has finally come out and I went back to the bait shop, switched out for some stink bait, and
This is my first time handling stink bait.
oh, there's not chicken and blood flavor. That's duty flavor.
I also decided to fish within 10 feet of the bank to try another Outdoor Boys strategy. I cast out my bobbers named Dylan and Molly and started to settle in for another long day. But then Dylan twitched. Oh. Probably just tiny bluegills mocking my fishing skills. But then Bob Dylan twitched again. And didn't really stop moving.
Come on. Yes. Freaking catfish. Yes! Oh, he's a catfish.
This catfish launched itself out of the water like a freaking rocket, right at me with its spines flared. It literally threw itself onto the bank, and in mid-air it spat out the hook, which meant he actually almost got away.
He's a catfish. He's a catfish. Look at him. 4 days. 4 days I've been waiting for you, son. 4 days. He's a stinky catfish. He's a catfish. That was way harder than I thought it would ever be. Oh my goodness.
I carefully picked him up and put him in my dirt cheap fish tank.
This is your new home. What do you think?
He's got some oxygen. He's chilling. Enjoy, buddy.
There's a catfish. There's a catfish. I'll tell you what. All the rain and misery that I've been through in the days of catching 0 fish, in this moment, it's kind of worth it. Kind of not worth it, but also kind of worth it. Definitely kind of worth it. Still got a little time. Maybe I can catch another one. Let's hope.
I hadn't even been fishing for 30 minutes, so I figured I'd keep fishing for a bit more since I had for once figured out the fishing puzzle. You know, the right place, the right time, with the right bait.
Oh, 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 oh. Oh, oh, oh. Oh my goodness. Are you kidding me? Another freaking catfish. Yes. Yes. Two within a very short amount of time. Okay. You ready? This is the way you live now. Oh my God. Oh my God.
You two play nice in there.
2 catfish was probably more than a meal for Kaylee and I, so I loaded up the fish and drove home to Kaylee.
Still good back there?
Kaylee wasn't expecting me to arrive for another 6 hours.
Let's go. Surprise Kaylee.
This catfish still had a little fight in him.
You just spined me. Look what I got.
Oh my God!
Look what I got. Look. Easy. Look, he's there.
Do something with it.
Are you hungry?
I mean, I'm scared. You did it.
I did it. There's actually 2 of them. Oh. Wow, it really does hurt.
You're gonna come right here, right on the top.
I filleted the catfish in the bathtub since Kaylee wasn't too thrilled about having chopped up fish bits in the kitchen.
Oh, the guts came out. Izzy's super curious as to what I'm doing. What do you think? Don't you eat that fillet? It took me 4 days to get that tiny fillet. Yeah, I know. It's done. It's done. I'll show you. Look, that's them. That's the meat I got. And that's a good dog. Good dog. Wasn't a lot of fish, so we're going lots of fries.
I put some fries in the oven,
Put the oil in the pan.
and then coated each bit of catfish in some mayonnaise,
Dukes.
and then gave them a roll in some breadcrumbs
Plain panko.
before letting them take their final swim in some hot oil.
That's my best one, by the way. Oh yeah. You excited to try some?
I served them up and brought them out to a hungry girlfriend.
Look at that. Look at that.
I had a fork and knife at you doing this. Are you proud?
I'm like a little proud. There were a lot of mistakes made. I'm gonna try just this little piece. Did you just try some?
Yeah.
Doesn't taste like anything.
Yeah, it's not seasoned. Did you season it?
Whoops. Wait.
4 days to catch that fish, and I forgot to add a little salt and pepper. At least my dog likes it. Thank you for watching.
What do you think about that?
And if you want to watch my very first ever survival fishing challenge, click here. Or the time I actually hunted a deer with a Nerf gun, click there.